Happy by Design. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is a little series where I encourage us to dig back into our crafty stash of older retired papers and make something fresh and new with them. Today I'm working with actually 4 different collections from Stamperia. The main one that we're working with is their Pink Christmas, which came out, I don't know, quite a few years ago. I bought it the first year it came out. Still love this collection. It has a real Victorian aqua and pink vibe. Then I also added to that their Roses and Lace collection, their Sweet Christmas collection, and I'm trying to think, oh yes, Shabby Rose, because I was making this hunkin' graphic 45 rectangular album. These things are huge, and I don't have a tutorial today, but what I do have is lots and lots of tips and tricks and a little share so you can see how everything came together. So the first thing I did on the cover was I used the Roses and Lace paper to lay down kind of a rustic background. Most of that I knew was going to be covered up. So to give this that wonderful Victorian vintage feel, I used my embossing pad and Stampendous aged silver embossing powder to create this silver edge all the way around the album, front and back. And you can see I did some torn paper edges just to give it that old feel. And on the spine, I created a little charm dangle with a reindeer, a couple of snowflakes, a Prima snow globe. These are little birdie. I want to say these are Fiona, but I'll put that in the supply list. And then this is really reasonable ribbon. So I've hooked this on with a lobster clasp through the top, and then I've just added these findings to attach the charms. This is actually paper, and this is a really cool thing that you can do with these heavy-duty embossing powders, is I just covered this with my embossing ink and then heat embossed it with a deep, chunky metallic embossing powder from Stampendous, and they look like metal, which is very cool. And this is just a fussy cut label from the collection. So on the cover, I've used Renee Bouquet's chipboard, the snowflakes, and these gorgeous, gorgeous, delicate corners. And these I actually treated with Art Institute Dry's clear adhesive and crystal clear glitter from Rajni Chawla. This stuff has so many little facets to it. It's just beautiful to use. So that is how I finished these. And then these silver leaves are also from Renee Bouquet's. The flowers are little birdie. And then I had some old pearls from Prima. Now I want you to see, I hope the camera will pick this up, but in the focal image, everywhere there was snow, I used my Dry's Clear and the crystal clear glitter to add the sparkling snow to the trees, the rooftop, the chimney, the snow around the pond, and it just makes this image come alive. This is matted on a pale pink, then an aqua, and then a silver glitter, and we have a ribbon closure. So it's fairly simple. It's not like loads and loads of layers and stuff, but the elegance and the simplicity of it really gives it that Victorian feel. So let's take a look at the inside. Inside the cover, I created a slash pocket. And here you can see I've used the Roses and Lace paper with some fussy cut corners from that collection, and then the chipboard elements. Let me push this up a little bit. Chipboard elements from the Pink Christmas, and then I made a little folio, photo folio, to go in the pocket. These fussy cuts are from the Pink Christmas collectibles pad, which has all these great fussy cuts that you can take out. So then we start with the album proper. This is a large 6x6 image. So I just scored on the side, tucked it behind the back panel, dressed it up with a little bit of chipboard, and then this flips open, and here's an image, and I backed this page with the pink. So you can do some journaling over here or add a photo over here, and then there's your pretty paper. This is kind of a combination of being a lookbook and a photo album. So this is fun. This is a waterfall album. And this is made with the 4x6s, and you can see it flips open. You've got room up here for photo or journaling on each one, or you can just enjoy it as a lookbook. And I'll just show you here how I put this band of paper back behind the chipboard Christmas tree, and then I added my magnets behind the paper, and I just put little pieces of paper to cover that up. So this holds this in place. Added this chipboard tag, a little silver metallic string, and itty bitty jingle bells. So that's that. This is the pocket and tag page, which is designed into the album. And then I just used my regular tags die to cut from the paper. Here's a little tip. You can use your scissor to cut in around this part of the design. Then bring this up, like I brought the tail up over the top of the die so that it didn't cut it off. And that's how I got that dimensional. And then this is just another corner. I forgot to show you though, these albums, they're really good quality, but they're too big. There are too many pages. This is 24 pages with 4 6-page sections. So I used my craft knife to cut out a 4-page section here, and then a 4-page section at the back. I just used a ruler and a very sharp craft knife, and then I just carefully pulled that out to make this. If you do all 6 sections, you cannot close the book. It's impossible to close the book unless you just do very flat, kind of boring pages. So that's a tip. You can take them out and then you can save those. They actually make great little folios. So here's another example of the pocket page on the back, and then this tag is fussy cut from the Roses and Lace collection, and you can see how well these go together. Over here, this is left over from the slash pocket. This is the top corner that I cut off, and I used this to make another slash pocket, smaller, that I topped with this chipboard deer. Here's another little piece of torn paper at the top, and then I fussy cut the envelope from the paper collection, and there's a little note card in there, really sweet. I love that Stamperia does those little envelopes. And this page flips, and then here I made a little tip-in page with a hidden pocket. Now the way you do this is when you glue, this piece is glued over this small flap. See, this is the 1-inch extra piece that was on this page. So I just put my adhesive here, here, and here, and that leaves this little pocket where you can put fussy cut tags. And then I have this beautiful vintage Santa image, and I didn't want to destroy him. So I just cut it here so that this page fits, and then put the other half here. And when you open it, it's like you've got the whole image, which is kind of a fun thing. Oh yeah, the pocket page. I forgot. There's a pocket page too. These albums are huge. So for this, I made 5 1/4 by 6 3/4 folios out of my colored cardstock, and then I just covered it with designer paper. And that's a great place. You can put recipes in there, you can put photos in there, whatever you want to put, or just leave it as it is. All right, moving on. All right, so here's another fun way that you can do an easy page. Leave it long. I left this the 12 inches long. I scored it at 7 1/8 and made a little flap. And then I dressed the flap up with a fussy cut tag, some die cut greenery, and a flat flower that kind of matches the collection. So this lifts up, there's room for a photo here, and then I trimmed around this deer image to make it fit the page. Over here is another tag and pocket page. This one I created a belly band on just by scoring on the sides, and then put this cute little mini folio back behind there and chipboard. So that goes in here. This ribbon is great to use because it's not bulky, and that's part of why I chose it. This is a fussy cut tag with a little chip and a little piece of greenery. And then here's another pocket page. And you can see how you can just use little pieces of your scraps to add extra dimension to these simple little folios. These can't be thick. You can't do anything dimensional in there, they won't fit in the pocket. All right, here's a fun little pop-up page, and I'll just tell you very quickly. I took a 12-inch long piece of paper, scored it in half, folded the right half to the center, folded the left half to the center. To make this little pop-up, you put your glue just on the edges, so when you open the page, this pops out. And then you don't really have to do much else to this. I did a little fussy cut up here. You could leave this blank if you wanted to put a photo, and then this beautiful deer image here. All right, this is a tip-in page. So to do that, I just, on this side, I left my page wide. On this page, my page was, the piece I had was short, so I just cut another piece with an extra 1/2 inch, scored it, tucked it behind before I glued it down. And then I took, from the 8x8 pad, these rows of the little 3x4, they're not quite 3, they're more like 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, something like that. So I just scored between them and folded them. And I had these Tim Holtz tiny, I forget what he calls these, hinge fasteners, maybe? So that holds those closed. And then here's the one over here that does the same. So you can do journaling or photos on the back here. But that's just kind of a fun little pull out. And then these papers are, oops, I'm having a hard time getting that on there. These are from the Shabby Rose collection, but you can see they work really well. So when you're combining collections, look for similar colors and similar themes. So these roses pick up on all these Victorian roses. That's just a little tip. Okay, over here, this is a little frame. I think this is a Tim Holtz. I've had it forever. And I just backed it with designer paper, fussy cut my little birds, and then a photo can actually be tucked back behind there, or you can leave the page as is. Here's another pocket with tag. These are blank on the back for photos. You can also put photos in the pockets. And another little folio. And you can see I did some paper piecing, but that's okay because you can put a photo here and a photo here, and it all works. Then this is a double tip-in. So I scored just along the edge of these big 6x6 images, glued them back behind the patterned paper, and that's where they sit. And I'm glad I did this because that paper clip is not supposed to be there. I had used it just to kind of encourage this flap to close. This is another little tip-in page, and I made a mini pocket here the same way with these little mini tags cut out from the 8x8, layered some stamps and a tag, and then I cut out this vintage Santa from the, let me tip this so you can see the page better, from the, there was a 12x12 cut apart page, and I want to say it's in the new Pink Christmas release. And so I just scored it here so that the flap will close over it. That's why the paper clip was there, to just encourage everything to sit. A circle image, another stamp, so that's a little page. And then this page, this is chipboard I found in my stash. I think this came from Lazaro Love. And I just turned this into a shaker element by backing it with clear acetate, putting some buttons galore. Let me tell you, the shaker mix is called Barefoot Beach, but it works great for Christmas because it's got little stars in there, and the pinks are the pinks are the right shade. And just put, you know, simple page, but really pretty and unexpected. You don't expect to find a shaker page. And the place to do these dimensional elements is in between the little books. You have 4 basically what I call little books, and they have a wider hinge between them. So save your more dimensional elements in your album for those pages. All right, and then here's just a very simple layering up some fussy cuts and scraps with this pretty image. Another tag page. Little things like little scraps like this and this make great little accent pieces in your album. The final folio, and again you can see I've used scraps and fussy cuts to dress it up. There's the inside, there's the back. These papers are from Shabby Rose. And then here we have another page. This is done with roses and lace. Here's just one of the 4x6. You can put a photo on the back of that. Another of these pretty flap pages with die cut foliage. And then a pretty image. This page was just as it is, so I didn't add anything here. And then you have room for a photo at the top. And then here we are all the way at the back. I just created a simple little tip-in. Room over here for journaling. You put a large photo here. And then just this sweet little bunny in a basket to dress up the back. So that is the tour of the album with tips and tricks. I hope I shared some things that you can use. Oh yeah, and then on this chipboard, just to amp up the sparkle, since this is a Christmas album, I found one of my beautiful rhinestone buttons to go in the center of this snowflake, and then tiny little rhinestone chips on the snowflakes, and then pearls on the flourished part. So I think that's all the details I wanted to share with you. But this is a great piece to set out. I hope I shared some tips and tricks if you liked seeing this. Sorry, no tutorial this week. I've got a really tight work schedule right now, but I'll have one for you next week. All right, guys, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to go get back to work. Bye.